Martin's yard. It's a chilly day here in Northwest Ireland. I've got my tape measure at the ready and we're going to go inside to do some measuring in Hanratty's. My husband Brian has agreed to help me and we're going to do a floor plan of the building. So we're going to just mark out where the doors and windows are so that we can have a look at what we've got and make a bit of a plan. Come on, let's go on inside. Going up the ladder. Okay, Brian, you coming along?
Yes.
Okay, so here we are upstairs. It's going to be a little bit easier to measure up here because downstairs there's all sorts of stuff in the way. So, but we also have to be careful that we don't fall down the stairwell. Okay.
Stardust, you called us, from love you became new, your soul grew, from stardust, you called us, from love you became new, your soul grew. Now you're real in the world. Now we feel you unfurl.
So I'm back at my desk now and I've put my jumper on because it's freezing, and I'm going to do a little bit of a plan now based on the measurements that we've just taken. So I'm going to give it my best shot. I'm not great at sketching or drawing, but I've started by just mapping out the overall shape of the building. As you can see, it's actually angled quite sharply on one end, and I'm just going to put in the doors and windows, and I'm going to do one for the upstairs and one for the downstairs and give that a go. So let's give that a try. My plan. It's by no means expertly done. I have the upstairs and the downstairs, and I've done it to a scale of approximately 3 centimetres per metre. Now I haven't actually written the dimensions on it, but it's done roughly to scale, so it does give me a good sense now in my head of what I'm looking at. So I think it's useful from that point of view, and presumably when the engineer comes and he measures up, he's going to do a much more detailed plan and a much better version of this. But for the time being, it helps to give me a bit of focus for what we're going to be doing. So, job done. Okay, we're back outside my house. And this house has always been called Ivy House. Now there's no ivy on it at the moment, as you can see, but many years ago there was ivy over the front of it, so obviously that is why it's called Ivy House. Now I have this sign that my dad bought for me as a housewarming present when I first moved in to the house way back in 2008, and we took it off the house and it never got put back on again. So I'm actually just going to put it back, and it'll be back in its rightful place. In relation to the front of the house and the ivy on the front of the house, I found some really gorgeous old photographs in an old photo album, and I want to show them to you. In relation to the presentation of the house, if you like, on the street, which we were just talking about outside, these photographs really track the house as it has been over many years. So I have a photograph here of my great uncle in front of the house, probably in around the 70s or 80s, maybe even as late as the 90s. This is the house as I remember it from when I was a child, and you can see that it's got very modern kind of or 70s style cladding on it, on the front. And then I have a picture of the house probably more likely in the 1950s maybe, or the 60s. If you look carefully, you can see a motor car parked outside the church just a tiny bit further up the street from our house, and it has some bushes on the front of it. It actually looks very smart, and also I think what's notable is that actually the street has changed very little in the time since then. And then there is a picture of my granny and my great uncle and some other family members or family friends standing outside the house. And finally we see the ivy on the front of the house. So it all makes sense when you see this picture. I'm guessing that this is in the 1930s, and I think what's really noticeable, or really notable if you like, is that the street really looks like a dirt street. It looks kind of muddy. So, and I think the house looks actually really lovely in this picture. So there are some old photographs for us to enjoy. Thanks for joining me for this episode. Look forward to seeing you next time, and don't forget to subscribe.